نام تنازع شده ایران است.
It is a pleasure to be here once again with you in Paris to celebrate all for regime change, all for freedom.
Your voices represent the voices of freedom that are in Iran that cannot be heard now.
Et je suis ici aujourd'hui parmi vous pour vous apporter à nouveau mon soutien au peuple iranien et à sa résistance.
La Fondation France Liberté Daniel Mitterrand apporte son salut et son soutien.
C'est aux Iraniens eux-mêmes de faire ce changement sous l'impulsion des femmes et des hommes courageux comme Myriam Rajavi.
There's an alternative in Iran that stands for democracy, stands for freedom, stands for human rights, stands for the rights of a woman, is led by a woman, and that is, of course, the MEK and Madam Rajavi. It is my honor to present to you Madam Rajavi.
ما میگوییم حکومت آخوندها به پایان کار خود رسیدن. ایران ما تویول مرتجان ضد ایرانی و رژیم ولایت فقیه نیست. ایران ما دور باطل خاتمی و احمدی نژاد و روحانی نیست. رژیم رکورددار جهانی ادام و بانکدار مرکزی تروریسم باید سرنگون شود. این حکم تاریخ است. این حکم 120,000 شهید راه آزادی و این فریاد اجتماع بزرگ امروز ماست که فاشیسم دینی باید سرنگون شود. در موصل و سایر شهرها در عراق قبل از همه بیت العنکبوت خامنه‌ای را غافلگیر کرد و سپاه پاسداران را لرزاند. رژیم بیهوده سعی کرد با برچسب تروریسم و خلاصه کردن خیزش‌های میلیونی در نیروهای افراطی با قیام مردم عراق معادله کند، در حالی که رهبران عشایر و مردم عراق در هفته‌های اخیر بارها هر گونه افراطیگری و تروریسم و حمله و تعرض به غیر نظامیان را قویاً محکوم کردند. آنها تاکید کردند که خودشان با تروریسم و القاعده در عراق در جنگ بودند و باز هم برای آن آماده اند. اما به این بهانه نمیتوان تروریسم حکومت مالکی و رژیم ایران را که مسبب این وضعیت است دور زد و نادیده گرفت. امروز فارغ از هر تحلیل نظری در مورد تحولات عراق، یک اجماع گسترده در عراق، در منطقه و در سطح بین المللی وجود دارد. همه میگویند وضعیت کنونی در این کشور ناشی از انحصار طلبی و سرکوبگری مالکی است. بنابراین راه حل یکی بیش نیست و آن هم کنار گذاشتن مالکی است. راه حل خلعیت از رژیم ایران است و تشکیل یک دولت دموکراتیک و فرازی.
You're not just the enemy of our enemies. You are our friends, our allies, our brothers and sisters, our partners in pursuit of freedom, human rights, and the rule of law.
Nous sommes 14 000 élus français, dont 7 000 maires. Nous sommes là, fidèles à votre rassemblement.
Pour nous, vous êtes la résistance, à l'image de Jean Moulin, et je choisis l'exemple à dessein. Vous êtes la liberté, vous êtes la démocratie.
Et je suis fier de vous accompagner dans ce long parcours vers un état de droit dans votre pays, l'Iran.
Vous vous battez, et Madame Rajavi la première, pour l'égalité des hommes et des femmes, pour le rôle des femmes en politique. Et ça, dans le Moyen-Orient, c'est extraordinaire.
C'est le régime lui-même qui doit changer, complètement changer. Et nous partageons votre rêve d'une république fondée sur la séparation de l'Église et de l'État.
We send our support, minute by minute, day by day, to those brave friends we have in Camp Liberty. We will never be safe until the dictatorship is replaced and a free government exists in Iran.
The United States must keep its word and free the people at Camp Liberty.
There's nothing left to say. The regime must go.
And this is specifically to the residents of Camp Liberty. We will bend every effort to protect your safety as we promised to do.
Residents of Camp Liberty have fulfilled every assurance and received by the United States government its promises.
In Marian Rajavi's war, we can hear democracy, liberty, and human rights.
The United States government gave a promise of protection to the residents of Camp Ashraf in return for their decision to lay down their arms. We must recognize that the United States has a responsibility to fulfill this guarantee and ensure that our failed promise does not become a stain on the reputation of the United States of America.
The only sound approach is that the declared policy of the United States should be the overthrow of the...
More people in this hall than there were at the Democratic National Convention in 2004 and the Republican National Convention in 2004.
The choice to bomb or not to bomb, the choice to give the bomb or to bomb Iran, that's not the choice. The choice is real simple. Let the people of Iran determine their own destiny.
But one thing that we learned in Illinois is that a people united will never be defeated. And I want to commend this coalition
continue to be the voice for those people in the streets in Tehran.
My commitment and the commitment of my colleagues here today is to resettle the residents of liberty, to change the United States' misguided policy and adopt a policy that supports the MEK and Mrs. Rajavi in her quest for regime change in Tehran.
And that Iranian regime is not just a challenge for the people of Iran, for the people of Iraq, or for the region. It's a challenge for the international community. And there can only be one conclusion, and you've heard it many, many times already today: that regime must go.
I am more concerned than ever before for the safety and security of your countrymen at liberty.
Well,
Rajavi's argument is simple enough. The fight for women's equality is indistinguishable from the fight for global peace.
The vision of a future Iran enshrined in the 10-point plan launched last year by President Rajavi should attract unconditional support by the whole international community.
Thank you, Miriam Rajavi. Thank you for being the leader, for having the courage and the vision for your people, and for giving us the opportunity of sharing the day of glory that is near for all Iranians and for the friends of Iran.
The Iranian resistance, under the leadership of Mrs. Rajavi, will emerge as the reference for a tolerant and democratic Islam.
None of us will rest until we see the brutal, divisive regime in Tehran removed from power and replaced by a regime led by people like you and people like Madam Rajavi.
I came here to express my deep admiration for your struggle, for your extraordinary efforts, for your fight for the dignity of persons of your great nation.
I'm very concerned that Camp Liberty has turned into a place unworthy of its name's promise.
Here, Madam Rajavi, we want you to know that we have been and continue to be on your side until you achieve the human rights of all your people in full.
وكذلك نحن ندعم الأخت مريم رجوي في نضالها من أجل الحرية وحقوق الإنسان والديمقراطية والعدالة والمساواة والتحرر من النظام الدكتاتوري الإيراني.
But I think it is important for us all to understand that the break may come when we're least expecting it.
المصريين يشاركوكم في نضالكم ويرقبونه بإعجاب.
العارمة تنطلق اليوم في محافظات العراق، ويحاول المالكي والنظام الإيراني والإعلام الغربي المتواطئ أن يضفي عليها ثوب الإرهاب.
I also join in your calls on Iraq to secure the safety of the residents of Camp Liberty, to prevent further harm from those who are doing the harm to those who still live there, and to hold accountable those responsible for violence against the camp's residents.
I've made clear to the U.S. administration officials that the safety and security of the MEK members at Camp Liberty must continue to be a priority. For that, we stand in solidarity together.
Rouhani is a creature of the regime, pure and simple. And that is why we should be speaking out against these abuses.